Alrighty. Boys, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Something crazy's happened. We got a tweet from the big dogs. Melty Blood Type Lumina. We had 4 DLC characters confirmed to be coming. We got the time period of this winter to spring 2021, 2022, spring 2022. By the way, it's like outlined. It kind of seems that like 2 are gonna drop this winter, and then 2 are gonna drop next spring, which is kind of interesting. I haven't seen anyone really like go into like what characters are that have like a good chance, because I don't think people really know, because I don't think a lot of people actually played Tsukihime Remake, so they don't really have a good idea of what the fuck is going on. Because like most people that play Melty Blood are like FGC Andes, they don't know jack shit about anything. So I thought I would go in and talk about what I know. I've really dug in, really dug in, probably a bit too much. Turbo warning, obviously character spoiler warning as well from Tsukihime Remake. I don't think it would be like anything too detrimental, and I'm pretty sure most stuff has already been spoiled to you anyway, because there's tons of turbos on the internet that just like shove shit down your throat all the time anyway. Like you click on any of these tweets by Type Lumina, there's always spoilers in them, because people just don't know how to be polite to the people around them. You know, they just jump in without thinking. So first of all, I'll go over like what I don't think is gonna happen, and that's I don't think it's gonna look like this. I don't think this is what it's gonna look like. I know some people, especially like Melty heads, are like super worried about this. I don't think it's gonna look like this. So I think if this is your fear, I don't think this is gonna be a thing. I don't think we're gonna get another fake character. I think they're not that tone deaf, personally. They saw what happened with Saber. I didn't want Saber in the base game just because there was like, you know, there's so many characters that are from Melty Blood that are not in the game, and if you just chuck Saber in there, especially when you give a reason for like Sion not being in the game, being lore reasons, when if you know anything about Tsukihime worlds, you would know that Saber cannot exist in Tsukihime worlds. So it's kind of it's kind of a shitty reason to not put fan favorites in the game. So I don't think I don't think this is gonna happen. I don't think that this tone deaf. But I do think it's possible that we will get more fake characters in the future. But I feel like that having Saber as like a guest character is like no different to having like Ryougi Shiki in the old game as a guest character. I feel like that's like the degree of like fate representation in the game. I could be totally wrong. I don't know jack shit, but that's just my personal take, and I think that's what's gonna happen. Because like this is Melty Blood, not fucking it's not Type Moon Mugen, so pretty sure this will not happen. I think we're gonna be okay on this, but I could be wrong, and I'll take that L. But I think it's pretty safe to say that that's not what's gonna happen. The next thing that I don't think is going to happen, because they've already talked about it, Tatari Characters. We're gonna have to wait a bit longer, I think. I think these characters are completely story locked to the point of we have to wait for Red Garden to come out, and then we can be like, okay, now there's no reason for them not to add the Tatari characters, because I feel like they're gonna remake like Melty Blood, in the sense of like they're gonna completely reboot Melty Blood with like the original Tatari story, but like remade as well. I feel like they're working towards that. There's clearly a roadmap for the release of Tsukihime related things, and the Tatari story, I'm fairly confident it's on that roadmap somewhere after Red Garden. And the problem with that though is like Red Garden is probably gonna be about 5 years away. Nasu did say in an interview that like maybe you should consider the waiting period of the release to be like the Olympics, which is like, you know, 4 years. Next year is going to be a big fucking FGO year for Nasu, so I don't think he's going to make a lot of progress. So I'm going to say it's about 5 years away, in my opinion, because I don't think he's going to get very far, because he's going to be going so fucking hard on FGO next year, because they're trying to wrap up the main story in that game. But it does seem that they're gonna be like dripping us some like content. Maybe we're gonna get like 4 seasons of Melty Blood characters or something to keep us going or something. Because like there's got to be more. Because it's like this is the whole like there's a roadmap. They know what they're doing. They're not dumb. They're gonna keep pumping out Tsukihime related content, and I think that's like one way they can do it. Maybe they'll do like some spin-off stuff. Maybe we'll get like an El Malloy, but it's like the church instead. That'd be really cool. I do want to mention Sion. I think like maybe, just maybe, it's not all hope is not lost yet, because like, you know, yes, there's like story related reasons, but like in terms of story of Type Lumina, it's kind of limited for choice of words. It's kind of limited. And they could easily just have her in there as like a guesty type of character where she has like not a very serious storyline. Maybe like continue like the uni thing, the uni meme of like her relationship with Nasu or whatever. But like, I don't want to completely dismiss the possibility of it being in the game, but I don't think it's very likely. But it could happen, and I'll take that L. But I don't think it's going to happen. But who knows? Who really knows? Oh yeah, and then like the other thing too is like Roa. There's this whole like the whole thing is like, oh, it's a prequel to Tsukihime, right? Well, it's like Roa's story in Type Lumina is like pretty much copy and paste of like Actress Again Current Code, except all the lens stuff's cut out, and he's already like died, and it's like his whole thing is like he's experienced the Arcade route already. And he's somehow like back. So like some weird shit is going on. Very Tatari-esque. Very Actress Again Current Code sort of story stuff. Because it's like literally the story from that game. And like obviously the other thing is like fuck law, Saber and Arcade are duking it out in this game. So it's like I don't think it's like that I don't think it's a very valid excuse anymore to just be like, oh, law reasons she can't be in. It's dumb. It's a dumb argument. Trust me, I know you don't need to tell me. I know there's gonna be about, but Sion can't be in the game because I know, all right. But I'm just saying that like it's kind of dumb, and this is why a lot of people are mad, because like Shion's a character that people really like, and like Saber got in over her, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because it's like law reasons. But like speaking of which, to go with that, Far Side characters are also, I think, very, very unlikely to happen, because obviously we don't have the Far Side yet. As I mentioned before, we are still waiting for that. It's a while away, so I feel like a lot of these characters are a while away. But doesn't mean that they're not going to come. I do believe like most of these characters will end up in the game eventually, or like in a future build of the game or a future release of the game, whatever it may be. Like I feel like it's just like for right now, I don't think that they're going to happen. The only other one is like, out of this is like, that's kind of weird, is Satsuki, because like Satsuki, I don't know if they want to add Satsuki because she's a vampire, and that's like a spoiler for Far Side, and like obviously her last arc is like Depletion Garden, which I feel like is going to have like a major role in her route, and they don't really want to show us this sort of shit, but she's like referenced in the game, like she's in the Noel story thing, she's like, oh, is that Satsuki? What the fuck? So who knows, maybe. But I don't think she's very likely still. But I'll gladly take that L if I'm wrong, you know, because I don't know anything. This is just like, I'm just presenting what is here and telling you what is here and what I personally think. And if that offends you in any way, I don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, and that's how I see things. The other thing too is like there's a bunch of new characters in the remake. These 3 in particular, I feel like no go, dude, because we don't know anything about these characters. These 3 characters are all still, there's too many mysteries. We don't know what's going on. We have no idea. We got like some clues. There's stuff that's kind of like, oh, it could be this, or it could be this, but we don't have anything definitive. And like Nasu could be playing with us and being like out the back, and he's gonna pull like the reverse Uno card, and then bang, it's completely not what we thought it was, which could be possible. And he's not gonna spoil all this shit in Melty Blood. So I feel like these 2 characters in particular are not very likely as well. Now another character is Mario. And we get a lot of Mario in the CL route in the remake. But we still don't have like the definitive, yes, this is what I am. Like there's still, the mystery of him is still up there. Even though we've kind of already figured it out. Because there is enough information in the remake to kind of figure out what the fuck Mario is. But the other thing too is like, Mario isn't really like a fighter type character. Like he gets into a bit of conflict with Arcade in the CL route and gets absolutely annihilated. Because like his thing is like, he's a marionette user, right? He's a puppeteer, so he controls like Noel in the Arcade route with his marionette. And like, what, we're gonna get another playable Noel that's like Mario? I don't think so. That'd be so lame and be really boring. Because especially if we talk about another potential Noel character that we may get, that's just like too many Noels, dude. So like maybe he controls Carius instead, because like this is one of his goons, one of his boys, and he has fighter energy to me. Like I feel like he could fucking throw hands, but we haven't seen him do anything. I don't know. I want to say Mario is also kind of unlikely as well, in my opinion, but I'll gladly be wrong. Gladly be wrong. But that's just my take. That there's not too much about what's going to what's happening, and we don't have a definitive what he is. Even though all the breadcrumbs and the clues are kind of there for us to figure it out, we haven't been like directly told, and it hasn't like directly been revealed to us the nature of his character and all that. So I feel like that's gonna come to play on the far side, probably the Satsuki route. But we'll just have to wait and see, I think. And then like obviously we gotta talk about my boy. He's not in the remake. He's not there. I want to go over him in like in another time in another video about where the fuck is Nero Chaos, because there is some stuff in the remake that kind of makes you go, you know, like could he not be in Melty Blood? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Bring him back. It'd be fucking dope as fuck. I don't really have anything else to say. But like, he's like 50-50. Because it's like, whatever happens to him. So like, if he's in the game, if he's not in the game, it's really up in the air. Because it's like, he's not in the remake anymore. Maybe he's being saved for like another thing down the line. Maybe they'll just chuck him in there because they don't give a fuck, because he's like a character that has nothing to do with like the remake story. Or maybe he is. Who knows? So I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. I feel like he has more of a chance than like the Tatari characters. Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. And that brings me to another thing. Maybe it's like a fucking character we don't know. Wouldn't that be sick as fuck? They just add some fucking random ass Humegalol, and we're like, who the fuck is that? Like, that's sick as fuck. Cause like, I don't know. When I saw Mario for the first time, I was like, what? When I was playing the remake and all these new characters, I was like, who? It's fun as fuck, and it's like really interesting, and like from a story thing, and like so much more information could be given to us, like a church person, or we could get like more DAAs, more dead apostles, more that. There's like so much things. Like maybe we could get like magic institution people, like a fucking Magi. It could be like all over the place, and that'd be really sick. This is like super like, okay, I'm going into turbo mode, turbo hyper speculation mode. All this shit is just gonna be dumb fangasm, dumb shit, okay? Like a character I could think of is like, there's all these DAAs, right? And Nasu has said in an interview he wants to introduce like a third of them in one way or another, maybe not like directly. Maybe he could like add like a 1 or 2 into Melty Blood. And that'd be like super sick. That'd be super sick. One in particular, we can like see her like right here, is Rita. She's in El Malloy. Not the Tsukihime version of her, but like the character, the design shows up in El Malloy. But she's probably like the most information is probably about her in the remake. Like she's very alluded to, and she's very like referenced in the sense of like she was involved in stuff in Vlov's story, it says there's flowers in his coffin when he first shows up into Japan. So maybe she helped Vlov get in or some shit. Or maybe it's just fucking flowers because he's pretending to be dead. Who knows? You know? But depends how deep you want to look into it. Like, that would be a really cool character, in my opinion. But is it gonna happen or not? I don't know. Maybe she will also have some sort of role in Farside. I can think of one reason why she might show up. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Next up, maybe we get Zarya. You know, if you don't know who Zarya is the DA that is the predecessor to Vlov. Vlov's master. Vlov kills Zarya to get the idea blood, which is freezing, his principle, which is why he uses all these ice powers and shit. Nasu has mentioned before that, like, maybe that he wants to explore Vlov's character a bit more. There's going to be a bit more in Melty Blood. Yeah, maybe a little bit, but like, we get to learn a bit more about his relationship with Roa. But apart from that, not really a lot of other stuff. But like, one thing we know is like his regret and his like the weight of what happened to his master. Like, so I don't know, maybe they could do that story in Melty Blood. I think that would be really sick. And I'd love that because it's like another DAA. That's something I want to know. I want to see that shit. I want to see their character. I want to see what they look like. I want to learn all this stuff. And I think that would be like a really cool addition. As for other like potential like Omega lols, there's this really weird thing that Koma says in his story that he got injured like 3 years ago. And like that doesn't really like fit anywhere in the timeline. Because like 3 years prior, the only real thing that is like a 3 years prior thing is like in the original Melty Blood, the first time that whole Tatari Shion thing started was 3 years prior to when Melty Blood started. But Melty Blood is like a year after like Tsukihime, so it's kind of like it doesn't line up, and it's just like a really weird thing Koma says. And there's not really, I can't really think of anything that really fits in the timeline for this, or like what this could be. Maybe like there's just like a random outburst of like Shiki turned into Nani or some shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I don't know what this could be. So this could be like another thing, like another little teaser that they're like, yeah, he's a character that injured Koma. I don't know what that is, because there's like no the raid on the Narnia clan way before 3 years ago. Like, cause like the whole incident with Shiki, that the traffic accident, right? That was 8 years prior to Tsukihime. So like, I don't know what that is. I genuinely don't know what this could be. But like, that could be like another character that just randomly added. Like, who the fuck is this? Another character that would be really cool would be like Roa CL. You know, Dark Alicia. I think that would be really dope. But I don't know. I do think, speaking of which, because we've talked about Koma, now Dark Alicia, I'm thinking like maybe like Kagetsu Tohya characters are like have a pretty decent chance in my opinion. Because like Koma's added, I didn't expect him. I thought it would be possible because he's like the least offensive character. Like Kagetsu Tohya characters are like the least offensive in like spoiler territory or like spoiling the remake in any way, because they're just kind of like there. So like, of course, if we talk about Kagetsu Tohya, there's Len. Len is like the whole plot device of the thing. And if we look at the story of Type Lumina, there's like cats, but like that's not really, that's in the Miyako stuff, and like Miyako and like being led around by cats and like Neco Arc and shit isn't really like a new thing. So I don't want to look into that too much. But like, there's this whole like there's so much references to like, oh, dreams and like feeling like I'm in a dream, or like waking up from like a dream sort of thing. And then there's like the Roa thing that's really weird, like he's experienced the Arcoid route, but he's just like back, and he's like, what the fuck, I'm still alive? And he refers to 18 deaths, which you would know that his 18th death is when Shiki kills him in the Arcoid route, or when he dies in Tsukihime. So there's like some sort of like looping dream, like some fucking dumb shit, right? That's usually like, that used to be like Tatari nonsense, is what they used to do, right? So like maybe they could add Len as like an explainer and like a plot device to allow them to just like do a bunch of random shit. I don't know. There's also this really weird thing that Vlov says to Kohaku. He's like, oh, our meeting here is not a coincidence. This was most likely the work of one of my wives. So he's like, could Len be one of his wives? I'm not trying to ship here or anything, but like I'm just kind of throwing shit at a wall, man. I'm like, what's going on, dude? I don't know. Maybe one of his wives is gonna show up, and maybe that they're the one that's doing all this shit. I'm not. Look, I'm just throwing shit that I found, right? I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to say nothing, bro. I ain't trying to say nothing, bro. I mean, Vlov did hit on Akiha, so look, dude. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I just wanted to include it. All right, next character. This is like the most interesting to me because I feel like this one's like pretty good chance of being in, and he's a very big fan favorite. This motherfucker, Nanaya Shiki, dude. Where do we even begin? Where do we even begin about this motherfucker? Nanaya Shiki in Melty Blood Type Lumina. There is so much weird shit. First of all is like the ending of Shiki's thing, where he like feels something like snap inside of him when he sees Aoko, which is like pretty much what happens in Tsukihime anyway, right? But he's like already killed Roa and all that shit. So it's kind of like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like reading too much into it, but it's like, could it be? Could it be? I don't know. The next thing is like the ending of like Miyako's thing. It's like, look, why can we not see his face? I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but like, look at him. He's got like, look at his smile. He's got a little fucking smile there. You can see it right there. He's got some fucking smug ass smile. We can't see his face. Why is he being hidden? I don't know, dudes. Something's not right here. There's something weird going on. Right, we go into like the Miyako story. She's talking about how Shiki left, right? Shiki's blurred out like this. I don't know why Shiki's blurred out like this. Why would this need to be done when it's a flashback? Why is he like blurred out? And then there's like, they have this conversation, which doesn't happen in the remake because Shiki leaves before seeing Miyako. So it's like, obviously like, whatever's happened is like, she's woken up early this time and then she sees Shiki off or whatever. But he mentions like, make sure to go easy on the dojo. So it's like, what is going on? It's like Shiki knows that she like trains in the dojo or whatever, and it's like, why does this matter? Well, first of all, it's no new thing for Miyako to mix up Tono and Nanaya. Like it's not a new thing, right? Which is why it's really interesting that like there's obviously always been like the theory that her master is like Nanaya in disguise, right? Because he's got the same voice as Nanaya. It literally says Nanaya on his back. in Type Lumina, when you use the last arc, the panda literally does like Nanaya stuff. Like it's no I don't know, it's too on the nose, I think. You know, it's like super on the nose. Like that, it completely do, it's so on the nose. Shout out to like G-Pop as well for like pointing all this stuff out. But it doesn't even like stop there. Because if you do boss rush, you get to the end and then like Shiki's just like, I'll play the villain. And he's like he's got that fucking smirk, dude. And you're like, okay, whatever. And then you fight him. This motherfucker has Nanaya's special moves. He's got all of them, dude. He's got his fucking 236 as a fucking moon skill. Bruh, you add that Nanaya in the game, he's gonna be cracked as fuck, bro. You think fucking Hisui's ladle is a fucking problem, bro? Wait till you get that. If that's a moon skill, bro, it's over, dude. That's gonna be way too strong. But like, this motherfucker literally has completely all of his special moves. And it's not like the Nanaya install bullshit. No. He straight up got his special moves. All of them. He's even got the fucking fast fall as well. 236. He's got the DP. He's got the teleports. He's got the RPS, like switching between fucking different stances and stuff. He's got all of that shit. Which is kind of like, they've already programmed it in the game. You know, and like, Nanaya is like a clone of Shiki. I don't know, man. I feel like he has a really good chance. In terms of like lore, he's not like hyper offensive to anything. He's in Tsukihime Remake. There's like a Nanaya cameo where he shows up and just like instantly gets killed in one of the dead ends. So it's like, I feel like Nani has a really good shot, and he's like a super fan favorite. I think it'd be dope. I think he has a really good shot, in my opinion. Next up, on the topic of things that are already in the game, we gotta talk about her, because they've essentially just straight up copy and pasted Roa's story from AACC into Type Lumina, and everyone knows at the end of Roa's story, she shows up at the end. I don't see why not. I don't see why they couldn't do that. But the problem is, we already got 2 Arcwades in the game. Do we really need a third one? I'm down because I'm an Arcwade fan, right? But like, I'm also on the side of like, I would really like to diversify the cast and like keep as many like double ups of characters, keep it as low as possible, you know? Because, oof. But like, I don't know, I feel like, I don't see why not. I'd say she has a pretty good chance as well. There's like always a way to like put her in. And if they're doing all this dream sequence bullshit, I don't see why not. But I get why it'd be kind of boring. Even though she looks really cool and I really like her. I'm a big fan of her, and I'd be pretty PogChamp if she's in. But I also kind of want as much variety as possible. So like on that note, it's just like I just want to do like cover that, because it's like she's already in the game. So like maybe. Maybe. Another thing that's in the game that I really do not want to be one of these characters. I really do not want them to be on the roster. I don't want them to be one of the characters. Is this motherfucker. This motherfucker Neco Arc. They're in the game. They're in the boss rush mode. The cat from Miyako's story, turns out, big surprise, oh my god, it was fucking Neco Arc, dude. So, and when you finish boss rush, Neco Arc leaves you with a very interesting piece of dialogue. I will most certainly return. The writers will see to that, and they will call it The Cat Strikes Back. Dude, look, the thing with Neco Arc is like, I don't give a fuck if they're in the roster or not. I just don't want them to be a DLC character. That'd be so lame, bro. Save it for the next build of the game, just chuck them in the game, then I won't give a fuck. But if it's like, alright boys, DLC character, let's get hype. Who could it be? Like one of these really cool characters? I don't know, man. And bang, Neco Arc's one of the fucking 4 characters that where there's all these characters that are missing that we all want in the game. That's just, I don't like it, dude. I really don't like it, dude. So I really hope not. Alright. So like, next, I want to go over who from Tsukihime Remake could potentially be a character. This is where like Tsukihime Remake character spoilers comes in, so you have been warned. I'm going to talk about some characters from the remake that you'll be like, oh shit. Especially one of them. First up, Powered CL. It wouldn't be the same Powered CL that everyone knows from the old games, because Powered CL in the remake, she fucking juiced up, bro. She does all sorts of shit now. She got a big fucking sword, she's got gun, she's still got her fucking spike, motherfucker. Seven doing all sorts of shit now. And I've been on the bandwagon for her because I really want her as a character, even though it's like a character that's already in the game. I want Powered CL in the game because she is so fucking cool in the remake. She is so fucking awesome, dude. Her last arc would go so hard in this game. It's so dope. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Because honestly, when I was playing the remake, I was saying the same thing. And I was a big shitter on CL, but I can't shit on CL after playing the remake, bro. Dude, CL fans went from like 3 to like 300,000. It was nutty, dude. The remake completely fixes her character and does all of this great shit. And Powered CL is super fucking cool. And I would be okay with her as a DLC character. And I think she's really, really likely. Now the next one. Oh boy. This character is quite controversial. Dead Apostle Noel. For some reason, Noel becomes a Dead Apostle. I'm not going to go into it. But I just know that like this could happen. I don't want to go too deep into it or too whatever. I just want to say I think it's likely. I don't want it to happen because I think there's way more interesting characters, but I don't want to look. I have to be honest. I do think there's a pretty good chance, but it would kind of suck because it like spoils a bunch of people. It does all this shit. Another novel in the game. Remember, we already had the seagull meme or whatever. But yeah, a lot of people hate this design. I like it because it's funny. It's super funny. If you play the remake and you know the context behind it, it makes a lot of sense why it happened. It's very important to Ciel's character as well. It all makes sense to me. But I don't know. I don't want to go over it too much because spoilers or whatever. But I just want to say that yes, I do think it's pretty likely. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Where the fuck is Aoko, dude? Where is she, bro? Where the fuck is Aoko, dude? I don't know why she's not in base game. I genuinely don't know. I don't understand. She... Anyone that knows Tsukihime is like, outside of prologue, she has absolutely no plot relevance except for like an epilogue. That doesn't mean anything. So I don't know why she's not in the game. It's super weird. She's a super interesting character. She's super cool. Motherfuckers love Aoko. I love Aoko. Where is she, dude? I don't understand. If she's not in the base game, there has to be some fucking reason why. There has to be. I want to say she's got a pretty good chance. I literally don't know why she's not in the game. It's genuinely confusing. There is one thing that could happen though. Next year, I don't know if a lot of you know this, will be the 20th anniversary of Type Moon, as well as the 10th anniversary of Mahoyo. Mahoskai no Yoru, right? It'll be the 10th anniversary. So maybe she'll be added as a guest character instead of like her Tsukihime variant, which would also be really cool. Because if we're on the topic of guest characters, what we could also get, and I think is very likely as well, as a guest character, a nice finale to this 4-pack of characters, is someone from the other game, Ryougi Shiki, bro. And if that's true, then you'd have like all 4 of the main heroine in one fighting game, and that would be tight as fuck. That would be so fucking cool. You got Aoko, Ryougi, Seiba, Arcade, all duking it out in one game. Bruh, that makes me very, very horny and erect and sexy. It's hot, bro. I want that, please. Yes, please, dude. That's tight. That is super cool. But yeah, I think Ryougi's really possible too. Guest characters kind of transcend everything. And should be a great way to finish off the pack. She's super popular. Everyone wants her in the game. I don't see why not. I genuinely see why not. Now, personally, I want like something like this. This is kind of like where I want to be. I want something like some like diversity, some mixture of those characters. That in my opinion would be really cool. And like, cause like these characters are kind of like, as I was going over before, like probably the least offensive that they could add to like the story. They're all like super popular. Aoko, Ryougi, Nanaya, Len, Nero. All super popular characters. I feel like if they grab like 4 of these characters, really dope pack of DLC, I think. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, the absolute worst case scenario that would be really fucking shit and make me really upset is if they went with this. This would actually be AIDS. This would actually be like the worst possible thing they could do. This would be so boring. This would suck ass, dude. This would be so bad. Type Moon, Delightworks, French, Bread. Please do not do this. I swear to God, man. Please do not do this. Bro. 2 Arcwades. CL and no, please don't. That'd be AIDS. That'd be so bad. That'd be so fucking... That's absolute worst case scenario. Please do not do this. But yeah. I just hope a bunch of banger characters come. That's like mainly my main takeaway from this. Let me know in the comment section down below who you think who's your choices. Who do you think is going to be in the game? Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one, I guess.